If you've ever had the experience of just knowing something that you didn't really know or couldn't possibly have known, then you know what it feels like to be connected to your intuition. And I believe that this is a sixth sense, as they call it, that everyone has. But for some of us, it's really buried and it's really denied and ignored. And other people have trusted their intuition, have listened to their intuition and acted on it. And therefore, they have more easier access to it all the time. So today I really want to talk about, how do you know when it's your intuition or it's something else? Is it your ego, or is it a judgment? Is it in fact someone else's value or voice in your mind that you're hearing and you're thinking, well, maybe that's my intuition talking? So I want to share 3 tips today on how you can know that it's your intuition, how to hear your intuition better, and really develop that relationship. My name's Flora Ware, and I am a spiritual life and business coach, and I help spiritual entrepreneurs and executive leaders increase their impact and their income by really aligning with their mindset, marketing, and magic, with their archetypal strengths, listening and trusting their intuition, and really acting in all areas of their life or their business in a way that is aligned to their truth. I'm here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific with my weekly show, Creatrix Conversations. So thank you so much for listening and tuning in today. So first of all, what is intuition? Well, I believe that intuition is, like I described, it's that knowing that we have that goes beyond what we actually know. This isn't academic learning. Intuition isn't what we learn in books or even from other people. It's that deep knowing, our body's wisdom, and for women, our womb wisdom. It's those perceptions that we pick up on and we aren't always aware of when we see someone's body language, or even when we enter into different spaces, those feelings and those just those hits of intuition that we can get. And I want to quickly, talk about the different psychic gifts that are really popular and talked about. One being clairvoyance. And that is when the people that can actually see visions and see other things that are not there. There's clairsentience, which is when you have the feeling, the body sensations. There's clairaudience. That's when you hear messages or other things, voices from guides, clairaudience. And then there is I should have had these written down because I'm not sure. I know that there's more than 3, but of the clairvoyance, clairsentience, and clairaudience, me personally, I connect the most with clairsentience. And I never even knew that was a gift until just a few years ago, because I knew that I wasn't clairvoyant, and so I actually didn't think that I was very psychic. I would have thought that, yeah, I'm a little bit intuitive, kind of like at the right time or in the right place. But I would always pick up information from other people or places and feel them in my body. And so I want to say that the way that you experience intuition is going to be really different from someone else's way of experiencing it. But truly, it's when we know something in our gut, in our womb, in our body, it's when we just know. But how do we know? What is the difference between our intuition and our ego, or from those voices, like I said, or those values that are put on us from other people in our life? So here are 3 tips that I have for you today. 3 tips, 3 ways that you can strengthen your intuition. So the first is slow down and listen. And if you're thinking, oh yeah, I know that. Well, that's great. And how often do you do it? We need to slow down and listen and give ourselves that time each and every day. Because here's the thing, intuition whispers, ego shouts. So that's something you can be aware of. If you're wondering, is this my intuition or is this my ego? How loud is that voice, or the message? What is that? Is it really sharp and loud and certain? That might be something else. Your intuition speaks to you in whispers, speaks to you softly, like I explained, speaks to you in a way where you're feeling it in your body. But it is usually a quieter voice. It's a softer knowing. So in order to hear your intuition, you need to slow down and listen. So that's my number one tip. Number two is to trust what you hear. Because if you're connecting with and listening, hearing your intuition, but not trusting it and not following through on anything, it's like in any relationship. If you're not listening, paying attention to your child, for example, if you're a mother, you can understand that dynamic, then that child doesn't feel respected, doesn't feel heard, and will probably stop talking to you. So to develop and strengthen your relationship with your intuition, like I said, the first tip was to slow down and listen. And then what you hear, to trust what you hear and follow through, even through fear, because there probably will be fear. But follow through on the information that you receive. Take action on your intuitive knowing. Because that starts to build that relationship, and you're saying, I trust you, I hear you, I'm going to follow through on this, and so that is when we really start to act in accordance with our intuitive knowing. Good morning, thank you. That we really will be aligning our life, aligning our work, aligning our relationships with our intuitive knowing, and everything really starts to flow and come together because we are in that alignment. So here's another tip. If you're wondering about something, you're trying to make a decision, should I stay, should I go, should I do this, should I not, whatever it is, what's that first impression that you get, the first hit, the first download that you get, the whisper, the knowing that probably scares you a little? Like I said, there will likely be fear. That is probably your intuition talking, because then the voices that sweep in and start saying, no, that's impossible. No, you can't do that. Oh, what bad timing. Oh, when will you be able to do that? Oh, what will other people think? That is not the voice of your intuition, right? So you see the difference there. The paradox of being an open channel, when we get a divine inspiration and we have that upload of, yes, oh, I would love to do that. What an amazing dream. What an amazing inspiration. At the same time that we anchor in and download that dream, that possibility, we also download all of the resistance to it at the same time. So whenever we have a big idea, big inspiration, at the same time, what comes right on the heels of that is all the fears and doubts and hesitations and resistances to can't do it. How will you do it? What will people think? This isn't a good time, right? So trust that first intuitive knowing of whatever it is that you are meant to do, or decision that you are going to make that is moving you forward towards your highest potential. So that's my second tip. And for anyone that's joining late, my first tip to strengthen your intuition, the first one is to slow down and listen. Second one is to trust what you hear and to follow through on that. And so then the third and final tip that I have for you today to strengthen your intuition is to engage in a daily practice with intuitive tools. So this looks like journal writing, right? Where we're connecting with our inner knowing and we're writing it down. We're taking that next step to make it real, to anchor it in. Journal writing is a wonderful intuitive tool, and I talk a lot about it. You can use journaling for healing, for clarity, for manifestation. Meditation, of course, is a great intuitive tool, especially when you're using your meditation to speak with your guides or your ancestors and connecting with deities. You know, I'm all about goddesses. Meditation is a wonderful intuitive tool. Psychic games, any kind of psychic games that you can play with friends who are into strengthening intuition. And then, of course, also oracle and tarot. I pull a card almost every day, or a few cards from one of my many decks. So I love oracles, runes. I work with the runes and tarot. Engaging in a daily practice with some intuitive tool, or many, right? Many intuitive tools strengthens your intuitive relationship, and then you begin to develop that trust that I spoke about, trusting in what you're hearing and having the courage to follow through on it. And I will also say that I believe it's very important for us, even though intuition is our own and it's connecting with our inner knowing, our teacher within, I still believe that it's very important for us to connect with outside sources and get reflections from others from time to time. Of course, being very discerning of what those sources and who those people are. But I'm talking about mastermind sisters, anyone that you're in, or women that are in your circle, your moon circle, a coach that you work with, or an oracle reader, because even though we want to develop it for ourselves, of course, and we know best, I truly find that sometimes I need that outer reflection, right? I will need someone to say it back to me. And I have heard more than one tarot reader say that they have a very difficult time reading for themselves. Good morning, Megan. Thanks for watching. So that is why I believe that it's very important for us to have those outside reflections. So we've had some more people joining live. So I'll quickly recap what my 3 tips are to strengthen your intuition. Number 1, slow down and listen. Every day, slow down and listen. Intuition whispers, ego shouts. Number 2, trust what you hear and follow through. It doesn't do any good if you're trying to connect and listen to your intuition if you then decide to do something else or not trust it and not do anything about it. And then number 3 is to have a daily practice with intuitive tools, many intuitive tools that you can engage in. And in that, to also from time to time get that outside reflection. When you really need some more clarity, or you want someone to confirm what your intuition has been saying, right? Sometimes that helps to give you that extra bit of trust, that extra bit of courage. And so with that, I want to invite you to consider a soul power session with me. My soul power sessions are exactly that. They are an intuitive oracle reading and a spiritual conversation about the light work and the shadow work that your soul needs at this time. And at the end of this hour session, we meet on Zoom. It is recorded and yours to keep. At the end of the hour session, I give you a magical homework assignment based on the healing or manifestation technique that I sense you need most. And I've had many women say that the soul power session was a powerful, like the most powerful reading that they've had in their life, which is very humbling for me. And so if you are at all feeling, I know right now with this eclipse portal that we're in and coming up on the full moon, and there's like 6 planets in retrograde right now, there's been a lot coming up for me that I've been really needing to look at, really needing to face and to heal. So if I'm feeling it, I know that other women are feeling it, that it's a time for deep inner work, reflection, and integration. And one of the best ways that can help in those times of deep inner work, shadow work, and integration is an intuitive reading. So my soul power sessions are $111. I would love to connect with you deeper in this way. So send me a private message or comment here. Let me know that you're interested. We can set it up. Like I said, it's virtual. We meet on Zoom. It's recorded. It's yours to keep. It's a deep intuitive oracle reading and a conversation about the kind of work that your soul is needing right now to expand and to get through this accelerated growth that we are in right now. So I would love to have you in a soul power session. It illuminates and ignites. That is what it is all about. And I also want to hear from you. What are some other tips that you may have on how to connect and strengthen with your intuition? Please put them in the comments. And if you are inspired to hit share and share this with your friends, I love seeing the Creatrix Conversations reaching as many women as possible so that we can have these conversations about our creative nature, about our intuitive nature, and our ascension and evolution in the world. So I'll be back next Tuesday at 10 every week, Creatrix Conversations, Tuesday mornings. And have a beautiful, magical day. And take a moment today to really stop, pause, slow down, and listen to what your intuition is telling you. Thanks so much. Mwah.